On the Young and the Restless, tomorrow, Friday, June 20th, 2025. As promised, Aristotle Dumas reveals himself to his guests. We've got the photo spoilers of what's coming up. When Phyllis and Amanda arrive, Sharon has questions about what happens next, but the reveal is what they're all really waiting for. Nikki was extremely irritated when Victor suggested that Nick and Sharon were reuniting. Will Nikki share her true thoughts with them directly? Audra has a limited time to set up Kyle for failure, and she's relentless in achieving her goal, no matter who is watching. Jack, Diane, Billy, and Sally are tired of waiting for Dumas' entrance and some of their fellow houseguests. They want the reveal, answers, and to know why they're really all the way over in France. Nick, Devin, Sharon, and Phyllis all have the same questions, although none of them are sure anymore who is a target and who will benefit from their trip to the French Riviera. Victor finally meets Damien in person. Will Damien mention that he knows Victor not only deep-dived his private information, but also told Lily mistruths about him? Devin promised his wife, Abby, that they wouldn't side with Dumas against her dad. But will Devin feel unnaturally protective of Damien? Or will he agree with his father-in-law? Amanda might have some explaining to do to Lily. Aristotle Dumas and Amanda Sinclair also reveal their true connection to the guests. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. At Dumas' estate, it's evening, and Phyllis is relieved to run into Nick in the maze and throws her arms around him. She's glad she ran into him instead of anyone else involved. Nick welcomes her to the most exclusive, extravagant, and bizarre party in the world. Sitting, Phyllis learns from Nick that Dumas won't be putting in an appearance until tomorrow. Everyone's getting a little antsy, but no one worse than his dad. Phyllis asks if he lost Sharon behind a hedge. Nick shrugs. She's around here somewhere. He congratulates Phyllis on landing an invitation to the party and asks how she'll sway Dumas. She's there to acquire her own luxury train and chateau. In the maze, Kyle is trying to get cell service when he runs into Audra. She asks if he's lost, or if he followed her. They walk, and Audra asks who he's trying to reach. He says Claire's dad is in the hospital, and he wants to check in. Audra hopes Cole will be okay. Kyle realizes she's sincere and asks if she's hoping to reach Nate. She says yes, they have a friend facing cancer, and she promised to send lots of pictures. Kyle notes she has a compassionate and kind side. Audra turns the conversation back to their perfume battle. He asks her to show him a sample of her product. She asks, "Are you saying you'll show me yours if I show you mine?" Audra tells Kyle she won't be sharing her perfume with him. The first person to experience it will be Dumas. They banter, but in a friendly way, as she teases that she can't trust him with groundbreaking information. He thinks she might be overselling it, but she assures him that soon he'll find out just how right she is. Audra tells Kyle the product she has is special and unique. Kyle wants a whiff. He can't set up a lab to copy it there. She argues he can change his product before showing Dumas. Kyle wonders if she even has a product. She reminds him this was her idea and pulls out a perfume bottle. He says anything could be in that bottle. She spritzes it on, and Kyle admits, "Not bad." Audra wants to know what he really thinks. He admits, "It's intoxicating." Near the maze, Diane complains to Jack about Dumas dragging this out and not even showing up. In his study, Dumas watches them all on video feeds. Diane and Jack talk about Victor and Nikki retreating to their private sleeping car. Jack doesn't think this bodes well for the rest of their stay. Diane will admit it's a lot. She suggests they shift their perspective and admire their surroundings. The food was delicious. Diane admits the maze and sleeping in train cars is odd, but nothing totally unpleasant. Jack grunts, "Except the mustache's presence." She suggests they focus on each other. It's their honeymoon after all. Jack decides she's right and thank her for tuning his mood around. They kiss. On the train, Damien, Devin, and Lily talk about being the last ones in and mention a plane delay. Damien knew Dumas was a bit extra, but not to this extent. Devin marvels about him having a train with private sleeping cars for all the guests. Damien knew he had money, but he never pictured anything like this. They go on about Dumas keeping them in suspense and talk about wanting to discover his motives. Damien thinks it's best to be patient and a little on guard too. Lily's felt unsettled since the minute she stepped onto the train. Devin points out no one knows what to expect. Damien hopes they'll have answers soon. The train stops and Carter appears. "Welcome." He introduces himself and Damien tells him he used to work for his boss. Carter knows who he is. He knows who they all are. Tightly, Carter asks about Abby, who is supposed to be with them. Devin explains she'll be flying in on a later flight. Their son got sick. Carter tells them Dumas is detained as well and will arrive tomorrow. The other guests have arrived and will be enjoying cocktails shortly. He urges them to get changed and he'll escort them to the gardens so they can find their way. Lily laughs. "What is it, a maze?" Carter says they'll see and leads them to their rooms. Still in the maze, Phyllis asks what Nick thinks of this whole situation. Phyllis realizes, "It's like a human board game." Starting to panic, she says they're being played with. Nick soothes that she's not in the clinic and isn't being controlled. She says they're being controlled by a rich guy, but it's not Martin Laurent. Nick reassures her and asks if she'll stick around. She thanks him for his calming influence. She will put herself together, and maybe this will help with her trauma. Nick's very proud of her. She always finds a way through. Phyllis is glad he's there with her. They embrace and Sharon appears and spots them. Sharon listens as Nick tells Phyllis that Daniel is worried about her as well. He's concerned about her getting involved with a weird businessman. Phyllis isn't bothered. Nick reminds her he's always there for her. Sharon pops out and tells Phyllis she's glad she made it to the party. She asks how she's doing with the maze. Phyllis says she's doing okay. Sharon says in some cultures, walking a labyrinth is healing. Sharon has something to show Nick, and Phyllis tells them she'll make her way to the bar. They part ways, and Phyllis looks a little nervous. In the cocktail area, Billy makes Sally a drink, and she compliments his bartending skills. They marvel at not seeing any other staff except Carter. They're kissing when Diane and Jack appear, asking if cocktail hour has begun. They've started to get the hang of the maze. Billy makes Jack a scotch, and they discuss Dumas. Sally thinks they should wait patiently. Diane says that's exactly what she told Jack. She wonders if anyone's seen Kyle. At the beginning of the maze, Carter tells Lily, Devin, and Damien they'll have to find their way through to enjoy the cocktail hour. Damien's dismayed that he won't show them the way. What if they get lost? Carter walks away. Damien looks unsettled as they venture in. As they make their way through, Damien seems stressed and wonders if they can climb the hedges. He calls it a green prison, and Lily realizes something is wrong. He admits he's claustrophobic. He has to get out of there right now. He walks off, and Devin and Lily follow as he becomes more frantic, trying to find the exit. Lily gets him doing some deep breathing and convinces him he's not trapped. He marvels that she's so good at anything. Lily's had some experience like this with a friend in an elevator. Soon, they continue on their way. Kyle and Audra emerge from the maze and join the cocktail hour. They examine the spirits on offer and share a drink. Diane glares. Sally muses. It looks like they found each other in the maze. Sally and Billy walk off, and Diane tells Jack she doesn't like what she's seeing with Kyle and Audra. Jack tells her they have to trust their son. Audra and Kyle share a toast as they watch. Jack joins Kyle, who explains he was in the maze trying to get reception to call Clare. He ran into Audra in there, who shared her perfume sample. Unfortunately, it's not bad. He may have his work cut out for him. Nearby, Diane joins Audra at a table, and they go over how surreal this all is. Diane questions her not speaking to Victor much. Audra tells her that she got herself invited, and Victor trusts her to run Vibrante. She's there solely for the publicity stunt. She and Victor have nothing much to discuss. Audra warns she and Kyle have a lot to coordinate, so they'll be spending a lot of time together on this trip. I certainly hope you don't mind. By the maze, Phyllis encounters Sally and Billy. She takes offense to them being surprised she was invited. In the study, Dumas watches the video feeds with Carter. who informs him that Abby Newman is coming on a later flight. Dumas muses, "It's almost time." Lily, Devon, and Damien finally exit the maze and join the others. Sally wonders if Damien can tell them who Dumas is. He wishes he knew. They chat about Abby being delayed, and Lily joins Damien in getting a drink. Sharon and Nick rejoin the party as well. Phyllis calls, "Hey, you made it!" Nick goes to get drinks for the ladies and greets Devon with a fist bump. Sharon and Phyllis make awkward small talk. At the bar, Kyle tells Nick that the lack of cell service is really getting to him. He wants to get a message to Clare. Audra listens. Nearby, Diane tells Jack that Audra's perfume smells good. Really good. But she's convinced she's up to something. "I don't trust her." At a table, Damien thanks Lily for making it sound like she stole him from Dumas, rather than him being fired. Lily says they would have hired him anyway. Damien has to wonder why he's there. The others wonder if Dumas is watching them now. Jack thinks it's a cowardly way to do business. Nick muses, if it's even about business. He says if the guy doesn't show his face by morning, he's out of there. Jack's with Nick. Phyllis is staying. This is a big opportunity for her. Damien tells everyone it's a very big deal for Dumas to reveal himself. Billy's with Phyllis. They came all this way to find out his identity. Worst case scenario, it's a luxurious trip compliments of Dumas. They all cheers. In the study, Carter asks Dumas if he'll still wait until tomorrow to greet the guests. Dumas, not sure he can hold out that long. He decides it's time to move things along and tells Carter to get Victor and Nikki and then let the guests know he's arrived. He also asks Carter to make the call, adding, "I need her." Standing, Dumas faces the camera and says, "It's time for me to make myself known." Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily YAPP. For a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. On The Young and the Restless, Aristotle's assistant Carter is starting to be a scene stealer. His interactions with the guests at his estate are becoming the most memorable moments of everyone's trips. The robotic way he tells people he knows who they are, his monotone instructions, and his unwillingness to even shake a hand are hilarious. But there's also a tone to it that is less than safe. Is there something nefarious going on or about to go down? I can't say Damien didn't shock me when he had a phobia attack while walking through the maze. The way he immediately balked at Carter, that they had to enter the maze without him as a guide, stood out. Hearing Damien seem scared wasn't something I saw coming, but the claustrophobia he experienced, feeling like the trees were closing in on him, the lack of control, fear of the unknown, it all hit him pretty hard. And no one from the Dumas estate came to help. There must be more to it than just learning a fun fact about Damien along the way. Will he have another attack? Is Damien's claustrophobia foreshadowing another scenario? Or is it just to bring Lily closer? Hey, if Damien needs comforting volunteers, waving. These little nuances might not be huge plot twists, but they're definitely causing some questions. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full Y&R recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Kyle Abbott and Clare Newman's relationship is going to take some serious hits in the coming weeks. It's clear that Kyle's decision to attend Aristotle Dumas's bash in Nice is going to become one he regrets. Of course, that's partly due to Audra Charles and the plan she's carrying out for Victor Newman. Victor wants Audra to split Kyle and Clare up as soon as possible, so Audra's doing whatever she can to achieve that goal. Kyle is already falling into the trap Audra's setting since he's seeing moments of her softer side and finds her perfume sample intoxicating. It seems it's only a matter of time until Kyle moves into betrayal territory with his former flame. However, Y&R spoilers say there could be another reason why Kyle regrets heading off to this party in France. Kyle may wind up being totally unreachable when Clare needs him most. Clare is with Victoria Newman in Chicago since Cole Howard is at a hospital that specializes in treating pneumonia. Cole was stable the last time Kyle checked in with Clare, but he has no way of knowing Cole's current condition. That's because Kyle's been unable to get cell service on the grounds of Dumas's summer home. Kyle would like to reach out to Clare and get updates on the latest Cole news, but this lack of cell signal situation will continue to make that difficult. Plus, there's going to be plenty of drama to distract Kyle once Dumas reveals himself to all his guests. Between that and any temptation that Audra might throw at him, Kyle may get busy and forget all about what Claire's dealing with. By the time Kyle finally finds cell service that works, he may have some terrible texts and a horrifying voicemail waiting for him. Kyle may miss Claire's disturbing call and find out that Cole's had a major setback. There's no word yet on whether Cole will survive his illness, so it's still possible this will turn into a fatal exit story. Regardless, Clare could certainly end up fearing the worst and be unable to reach Kyle when she desperately needs him. That could bring some awful guilt for Kyle, especially if he's crossed the line with Audra by then. Kyle may scramble to keep his betrayal under wraps and avoid adding to Clare's pain, but Victor will no doubt make sure any indiscretion with Audra blows up. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Clare and Kyle have some tough issues ahead of them, so stay tuned. The wildest YR twist yet. Viewers finally heard Aristotle Dumas' voice on the June 19th episode of The Young and the Restless, and the person he wanted to know about was Abby? That's odd. Everybody knows Abby is the least interesting Newman. Even Victor, who is all about family, periodically forgets she exists. So why did Dumas ask about her specifically? We have the wildest theory yet. Abby is the biological child of Ashley and Victor. But she wasn't conceived during their marriage. She wasn't even the result of an affair. Ashley stole Victor's sperm, had herself impregnated, and, for years, passed Abby off as Brad's. When Victor found out he had to, of course, claim what was his, and Abby has been a Newman ever since. But what if Ashley didn't just get artificially inseminated? What if, to ensure her baby's health, she had it created in a test tube? But there was a mix-up at the lab. What if the baby Ashley had implanted wasn't the baby she ordered? It was someone else's embryo? Meanwhile, Ashley and Victor's child ended up with a different family. A Greek one, perhaps. What if Aristotle Dumas is Ashley and Victor's long-lost child? That would make him both an Abbott and a Newman. And Abby is married to Devon, so the Winters clan is involved too. That's why he invited all the families there, and that's why he's so upset Abby hasn't shown up yet. He needs her there to make his dramatic reveal. Devon told everyone that Abby would be delayed. Lily introduced Damien to people who had not already met him and made it sound like she had stolen him from Dumas. Sally wondered if Damien had any insights into Dumas. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, June 19th, indicate some major bombshells in Genoa City. One character has second thoughts, while another demands answers, and someone has set a trap. What's about to unravel during Thursday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, June 19th. Reveal Jack Abbott will have second thoughts about meeting Aristotle Dumas. However, considering that he and his wife, Diane Abbott, not only took a plane and train to get to the mysterious billionaire chateau in France, but also had to go through a puzzling maze. Maybe these second thoughts are a little too late. Meanwhile, Lily Winters will arrive on the scene in France, looking for answers. With that said, she may not have to wait too long, as it seems Dumas will finally reveal himself during the Friday, June 20th. Episode that is, what's 24 hours, right? Finally, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday suggest that Kyle Abbott will fall into a trap. Will this be something set by Audra Charles, Dumas, or someone else? Victor Newman is at Dumas's party along with Kyle, and he's desperate to reveal something terrible about the young man so that his granddaughter, Clare Newman, breaks up with Kyle. Will the mustache set a trap for Kyle? Kyle is egotistical and arrogant, but can also be clueless. Audra has likely placed her plan into full gear, and Kyle is about to step foot in it. A recent Y&R promo shows Kyle seemingly moving in for a kiss with Audra. But would he be dumb enough to do something like this at a party where Claire's grandfather, grandmother, and uncle are? This is Kyle, so anything is possible. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of June 23, 2025, suggest lots of twists and turns. Fans can expect Aristotle Dumas's identity to cause chaos and mayhem. Back in Genoa City, Tessa Porter will lean on Daniel Romalotti Jr. after Mariah Copeland's bombshell. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Next week, expect Dumas to announce his true identity. Signs are pointing to it being Kane Ashby. The identity reveal should cause a lot of chaos among the guests. It is also teased that Dumas and Amanda Sinclair's true dynamic will be explained. It sounds like they are a couple, and if Dumas truly is Kane, then that will leave Lily Winter's head spinning. If Dumas really is Kane, Lily won't be the only one spiraling. Devin Winters will be furious, especially if Lily has a total meltdown. The situation will undoubtedly also cause some confusion for Damian Kane. However, Damian cares about Lily too, so he might have some questions of his own for Dumas. One of which is why he was invited after being fired. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for next week, reveal that Victor Newman is convinced he knows the mystery man's true identity already. Victor has dropped a few clues, but nothing concrete. Since the patriarch seems convinced he knows it all, his plan could backfire if Dumas is someone totally different. Billy Abbott will probably make some more bold moves. However, I could see Sally Spectra getting fed up with always having to put Billy on a leash. Audra Charles could put her plan in motion. Kyle Abbott realizes he fell into a trap. However, can it reverse course, or is it already too late? With Dumas's surveillance cameras, I could see him blackmailing each of the guests with some kind of secret sin they committed at the chateau. Back in Genoa City, Daniel will continue to support Tessa as she tries to process Mariah Copeland's separation bombshell. Tessa already knows that a betrayal was involved, but Mariah's panic seems to be driven by something else, such as a crime. While Tessa and Daniel will get closer, it might stay platonic. Perhaps Daniel will help Tessa find out what Mariah did that has her so spooked. Does she have a connection to Aristotle Dumas? Most of Genoa City's elite headed to France for Aristotle Dumas's party on The Young and the Restless. Yet, it's not enough for the reclusive billionaire. He demanded Abby's appearance via his assistant. Abby didn't show up because she got held up with her son Dom. But what's the big deal about Abby? Is she the missing link in this puzzling drama? Dumas's assistant, Carter, surprised the Winters party on the train. He demanded Abby's presence, but she was already running late and had to arrive later. But Dumas demanded that she be there as soon as possible. Clearly, he wasn't happy. Aristotle's assistant couldn't stop mentioning Abby. In fact, her name was brought up several times during the Thursday, June 19th episode, even though she wasn't there yet. Apparently, her appearance is a big deal. Does this mean that she has a connection to Dumas? We will find out who he is on the Friday, June 20th episode. Maybe he isn't Kane. Maybe he's someone else from Abby's past instead. Interestingly enough, Dumas looks like he could be related to Chance. Or, is it possible that Abby and Dumas dated in the past? This could ruffle Devin's feathers. This is good news for Y&R fans. Melissa Ordway announced last year that she was on recurring status, which means she would only be on the show if her character had a storyline. But she could get upgraded to leading lady once again, especially when it comes to Dumas. She is connected to the Winters via Devin, but Dumas claims he can't do anything without Abby being there. But it looks like he won't stay in hiding. At the end of Thursday's episode, he told Carter that he couldn't wait any longer. What are your thoughts? Do you think Abby could be the link to the Dumas mystery? Do you think they know each other? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Thursday, June 19th, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Kyle Abbott to realize he's fallen into a trap. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott has second thoughts. Plus, Lily Winters searches for answers. Keep reading, And let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Fans have watched a few guests go through a maze and arrive at Aristotle Dumas' chateau. Nikki Newman, Victor Newman, Billy Abbott, and Sally Spectra were all there already. Plus, Jack Abbott, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Kyle Abbott, and Audra Charles were shown as well. Next, fans will see Lily arrive with Devin Winters and Damian Kane next. Lily will come to the party, searching for answers. I could see Lily getting furious over Dumas's continued mind games. A weekly preview clip shows Lily getting a creepy feeling at the party. Lily says that she has a feeling that the event won't end as any of them expect. Now that Dumas's assistant has claimed his flight is delayed, things are getting even eerier. After all, we know that Dumas is secretly watching from a monitor, most likely inside the chateau. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for the next episode, reveal that Jack won't be too sure about meeting Dumas. While he was intrigued at first, now he's getting a bad feeling. Diane will be unsettled as well, but might push Jack that they can't go back now. Jack won't like that they brought them all the way there just to play games and not even show up on time. Diane might reason they might as well enjoy it while they can. In tomorrow's episode, fans can also expect Kyle to realize he's fallen into a trap. In a preview clip, Kyle gets close to Audra's neck, most likely testing the perfume for LeBronti. That is good for Audra's plan, but bad news for Clare Grace Newman. Once Kyle realizes he fell into a trap, how will he react? What does this mean for his romance back in Genoa City? Cameron Grimes says Y&R feels like her second home. Cameron Grimes has been part of The Young and the Restless for the past 28 years. The actress was just 7 years old when she began playing Cassie, then 2 decades later, began playing Cassie's twin Mariah. Having spent most of her life on the soap opera, Grimes has come to think of it as her second home. Fans have watched Grimes grow up before their very eyes on screen. Whether she's playing Cassie or Mariah, viewers have witnessed every pivotal moment for her characters. In real life, Grimes has celebrated many milestones. Her most joyous was the birth of her son Bridger in December 2023. Although she's a mom now, it's sometimes hard for Grimes to believe she's in this new role. "I still feel like I should be getting a call from Teen Mom," the actress jokingly told Woman's World. "Why aren't they recording my story? Clearly, I'm a teen mother." That's the amazing thing about still being here all these years later. Y&R is all I've known, and it's sort of a time capsule. I can tie every point of change and self-realization to the show, so it keeps me feeling young and attached to so many different chapters of my life. Grimes went on to explain how her castmates make her feel young. "I'm working with the people who knew me when I was 6 or 7, and that's a crazy thing to think about. So sometimes, it's hard for me to be like, I'm an adult." Grimes keeps making memories on and off the Y&R set. Currently, the actress is in a front-burner storyline with Mariah's secret that will impact her life. It's the day everyone's been waiting for the Friday, June 20th. Episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show the day has come where everyone finally get to set their sights on the mysterious Aristotle Dumas. The garden party is in full swing, with the who's who waiting on edge to meet their host. This won't be your ordinary meet and greet. While the guests are shaking hands like Victor and Damian, and huddling in groups chatting like Nick, Sharon, and Nikki, others, like Billy, are stressing out. Sally finds her main man lost in thought staring off and approaches him for a talk. While she can empathize that this mysterious meeting is getting the best of him, Billy needs to keep his head in the game. That's important now more than ever. Sneaking and sleuthing around is Phyllis. She loves sticking her nose where it doesn't belong and having her finger on the action. For Phyllis, snooping is a way of life, one that she thoroughly enjoys. She'll especially love watching Lily and Amanda walking through the maze arm in arm. Why is Lily getting special treatment? Meanwhile, Audra works to get the best of Kyle, and we have to say, they do look a little too close for comfort. Will Clare regret giving Kyle her blessing to go while she stays behind? She definitely will if Audra gets her way and her little seduction scheme works. The truth about Dumas is finally coming into view, but viewers are in for a twist that will leave them on edge. The Young and the Restless fans have been waiting for months to finally learn the truth about Aristotle Dumas. the mysterious businessman who has cast a shadow over the drama. Thanks to behind-the-scenes footage shared by Y&R, it seems like viewers are in for a wild ride in the south of France as the long-awaited revelation approaches. This footage hints at spoilers you won't want to miss. In the video, several Y&R cast members hint at a roller coaster of tension and intrigue ahead. The characters, including Abby, Phyllis, and Adam, have found themselves in the middle of a high-stakes game, and they're all eager to meet Dumas face-to-face. Abby is especially in the dark about why she's there, but she's ready to play along, even as the stakes grow higher. She jokes that she's along for the ride, but her nerves are clear, just like everyone else's. Phyllis, ever the wild card, makes it clear that she's not simply attending the party, she's crashing it. While the other guests are invited, Phyllis has an agenda of her own, and it's clear that her presence could be a game changer. Phyllis might be looking for answers, but as she herself admits, she's really trying to save her own skin. As the drama unfolds, her motivations remain murky, and fans are left wondering if her actions will lead to an unexpected twist. Adam has his own mission to uncover the truth about Dumas. According to the BTS footage, Adam's journey to the French Riviera is no vacation. He's determined to find answers, even if it means going to great lengths. He's already learned some shocking details about Dumas, and he's not afraid to push the limits to get to the bottom of things. As he approaches Dumas with critical information, fans can expect things to escalate in ways they didn't see coming. Beyond the twists and turns of the plot, the luxurious setting adds a glamorous layer to the drama. The Y&R team has pulled out all the stops with a beautifully designed set, from Art Deco furnishings to stunning diffused lighting that brings a sense of high society luxury to every scene. The show's production designer, David Hoffman, shared his excitement about the set, emphasizing the level of detail that has gone into making the train car and its ominous journey feel just as high stakes as the drama playing out inside it. Fans are going to be glued to their screens as the twists and turns of this high-profile story unfold. As secrets unravel and mysteries unfold, the Y&R team promises to keep viewers on the edge of their seats.